Sunrise Smart Start. James Hunter, a Rochester man found guilty by a jury back in May, is set to be sentenced today.
Hunter found guilty of shooting Rochester police officer Brian Sheridan on Hague Street back in 2020. Prosecutors say Sheridan was shot twice, once in the head and upper body region and another in the waist. He was treated at the hospital and discharged shortly after. Hunter's charges include attempted aggravated murder, burglary, criminal possession of a weapon, and criminal possession of stolen property.
The alleged attacker of Congressman Lee Zeldin remaining behind bars for now. A federal judge deciding to withhold releasing 43-year-old David Yakubinis of Fairport, who was charged with attempted assault for the incident taking place at the Parrington VFW last Thursday. Yakubinis' attorney saying the Fairport resident has a lengthy history with alcoholism, being in outpatient rehab for several years. The attorney also saying Yakubinis was visibly under the influence of alcohol and prescribed psychiatric medications. Now Yakubinis facing a maximum of 10 years in prison, due back in federal court on August 24th. Until then, the judge will review more evidence and has requested medical records for more details on Yakubinis' mental health.
Two cousins found guilty in connection to a Greece kidnapping incident early last year have been sentenced. Dimitri Cash Sr. sentenced to 115 years to life, and Joe Nathan Cash sentenced to 75 years. The assistant district attorney and judge both saying the cousins showed no signs of remorse in court yesterday. The judge referring to Dimitri Cash Sr. as a, quote, pathetic excuse for a human being. Dimitri also at one point referring to his children as his, quote, property. The Carstairs family, where the children were abducted from, saying their lives will never be the same. The family also officially adopting the children, breaking all ties with Dimitri Cash Sr.
An update from the fire in Macedon yesterday morning that left 11 residents without a home. Residents sifting through what's left of their home after the fire engulfed the apartment complex on West Street near the Palmac Intermediate School. According to Wayne County officials, of the 11 people who were living there, one person was sent to the hospital last night with a sprained ankle.
The Rochester Police Department asking for the public's help in finding a missing teenager. They say 14-year-old Julio Sepulveda went missing from the Hillside Children's Center on Monroe Avenue on July 17th. Police describe him as 5'1" with brown hair, brown eyes, and say he was last seen wearing black jeans and a red hoodie. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to call 911.
The greater Rochester community continues to mourn the death of Rochester police officer Tony Mazurkowitz, a veteran of the force for 29 years that was killed in the line of duty last week. His funeral is being held next Monday. The following downtown streets will be closed for the ceremony. Those are Broad Street from South Avenue to South Fitzhugh Street, Court Street from South Avenue to Exchange Boulevard, and Exchange Boulevard from Main Street to South Fitzhugh Street. The funeral is not open to the public, though full coverage of the event will be available right here on News 8.
And of course, if you'd like to, Rochester Police Department also sharing verified ways to donate to Officer Mazurkowitz's family. To make a donation online, you can visit locustclub.org and follow the link to Officer Mazurkowitz's page. Canandaigua National Bank also accepting donations at their branch, and you can mail your donation to the Rochester Police Locust Club at 1425 Lexington Avenue here in Rochester. That zip code 14606. Closer to home, a tornado touching down in Wyoming County yesterday. Those in the area of the storm describing it as a war zone. Buffalo Warning Coordination meteorologist Mike Fry stated that based on the radar and statements from the people they talked to, the EF2 rated tornado stayed on the ground for about 15 minutes, creating a path width of almost 200 yards, where it was estimated to move a barn structure nearly 25 feet on its foundation and twist Chaffee Road and East Arcade Road before following Route 78 eastward.
Well, it looks like the time that tornado was down on the ground was around 5 minutes, James.
15, actually.
15, okay.
Yeah. It's incredible to see how rare an event like that is. They certainly do happen, but that strong of a storm, to see that last for so long and cause the damage that it did. You know, certainly happy that no one was injured with that storm system. Came down about 10:45. 60s this morning. We'll have temperatures climbing into the upper 70s to around 80 this afternoon. Great day for those golfers that are thinking about getting around in before the weekend kicks off. We'll take a look at the weekend forecast at the end of the show. Mel, Allie?
All right, James, thank you very much. Let's take one final look at the roads now. We're still following that accident in Chili. The left lane blocked on I-490 eastbound at Route 204. That's exit 6 for a rollover accident. Otherwise, things looking pretty good out there and should be a smooth ride into work.
Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and other deputies exchanging violence prevention ideas with local business leaders and other community members. The Rochester Threat Advisory Committee, or ROCTAC, is sponsoring the event along with the Greater Rochester Area Chamber of Commerce. Meeting at Strong Museum, local leaders defined ways businesses can better prepare themselves to keep their employees and business safe from potential targeted violence. The series, titled Taking Action Against Targeted Violence, Social media and threats were among presented topics. And 2 people taken to the hospital last night after a car accident on Norton and Bremen Street. Both of them are expected to survive. Officials say a 31-year-old man was ejected from his pickup truck after running a stop sign, hitting an oncoming vehicle driven by a 61-year-old woman. The man was issued a ticket for failure to stop at a stop sign, and police say it appears he may have been on drugs. And police making an arrest in connection with shootings earlier this year. On Tuesday, 28-year-old Andre Howell arrested in connection with a shooting on Smith Street, where police located a 19-year-old female with a gunshot wound deemed non-life-threatening. Howell charged with criminal possession of a weapon and assault, plus a 33-year-old named Bruce Miles of Rochester arrested in connection with a shooting on July 26th, where a 35-year-old man was taken to the hospital after being struck by gunfire. Miles is also charged with criminal possession of a weapon and assault.
With rising fuel prices and growth of climate change, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand turning her head towards diesel fuel. Gillibrand joining 24 other senators urging the Environmental Protection Agency to support higher use of diesel fuel. Diesel made from oil, biomass, and recycled material, making it more environmental friendly to produce than gasoline. According to Gillibrand, the use of diesel releases about 70% less emissions than gas.
And Senator Gillibrand also taking a stand with Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and veterans, expressing their disappointment with the Senate voting against the PACT Act. The PACT Act would help veterans that were exposed to toxic burn pits get care for related health conditions. Veterans and families of veterans protesting the vote, with many saying they've experienced traumatic experiences as a result of the toxins from the burn pits. Susan Sire, mother-in-law of late Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson, says they have no protection. If it is passed, the PACT Act would have authorized screening to detect war-related diseases for veterans.
Well, here's what some people might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. The Mega Millions, or should I say Mega Billions, drawing us tonight. The jackpot, now worth more than $1 billion, the second largest of all time. The largest, well over $1.5 billion in 2018. Mega Millions says your chance of winning the jackpot is about 1 in 302 million. There have only been 2 jackpots over $1 billion ever won. James, you say it to me all the time. You're more likely to get struck by lightning than you are to win the lottery. So
yeah, right. Chances are very, very low. But if we win, what are you guys doing with the money?
What do you think?
I don't have kids yet. But I'm thinking of them and their education.
There you go.
And I'd probably donate a lot of it to charities.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd do the same.
There you go. Donate it a lot. Yeah,
how about you, James?
Pay off some bills, I think. I got $1 billion. Well, okay, let's cut it in half, right? Because you got the taxes.
Sure.
You got to take care of it. I'm going to buy a boat for today because I'm going to take it out on Lake Ontario. Upper 70s to near 80. A fantastic day on the water for you today. And really, the weekend looks great. However you want to spend your $1 billion, it should be great for this weekend. Who knows? Maybe I'll just get a ticket for this afternoon. It's fun. The big ones are fun. I very rarely ever play lotto, but you know, kind of just the anticipation, even though it's very unlikely that you win. you know, just get a ticket just kind of for the adventure.
We hope one of you at home watching does win, though. Let's make that clear, and then once you do, let us know.
Yeah. Let's just hope
we'll
for
celebrate with you.
New York State winner. How about that?
Yes, absolutely. All right, thank you so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is next.